You should be able to identify the result that they want, right? Or give them the result in a very clear manner, not technical, no jargon, right? So I'll just use a canteen. So you have a canteen, you sell food, right? Idea is not for you to tell me, okay, you should really buy our food. Why? Because we get all of our ingredients from the finest places. And, we have this process whereby in the kitchen we have this chef and that chef, and we have this and no. That does not increase want and the desire for someone to buy. You should be able to identify the result that they want, right? Or give them the result in a very clear manner, not technical, no jargon, right? Not technical, no jargon. So if you are running a canteen, you're selling lunches, you're selling whatnot, and generally you're selling to people that go to work, okay? What is the result that they want? So what you are selling is, you know what, Albert, what we provide at Alpha Canteens, is a relaxing environment, because we know that work is crazy. When you come here, you get to relax. We've got a very relaxing environment, and you have a filling meal which is affordable. That's it. You have a filling meal which is affordable, and you get to relax. That's the result. So we provide, courses in Beyond Motivation, right? You don't want to hear about, okay, fine, so there's this session, and then there's session number 2, and then there's session 3, and then you don't care about that. If you want to learn how to speak effectively, you just want to be told that when you come for our course, when you come out of our course, assuming that you are practicing, you're going to come out both confident and you have an ability to speak in the workplace. You'll be able to speak at church, because you told me that you go to church. You'll be able to speak in any environment confidently. Later on, when you then ask me, so how is it done? I can then say, okay, so this is the process by which it's done. But your selling point is not the process, it's the result. Your selling point is not the process, it is the result. This is why the Bible says we are fishers of men. Okay? And if we're fishers of men, my idea is I give you bait. I just show you what it is that you want exactly. And that's how I hook you. So a lot of you emphasize the process, whereas you are supposed to emphasize the result. But another reason why you emphasize the process is you don't really know what the result is. But how do you know the result? You know the result by the first thing that I said. So the first thing that I said during this class, when we were talking about point 1, when we were talking about selling to yourself and understanding the gap that the person, that's where the result is. So that's what you emphasize. No one cares about the process. And you yourselves, you showed me that no one cares about the process. When we're talking about the plane, when we're talking about the doctor and all of that. So now this is for you to rewrite your sales pitches using the things that we've talked about. I could go on and on and on. First of all, we don't have the time for that. But what we're going to allow is for us to get into my request that you make an example about service business. Remember, Beyond Motivation is a service business. So which means that if you actually become a mentee of Beyond Motivation and follow what it is that we are doing, that's exactly what you do. Because if you say program director, MC, or funeral parlor, we're a service business. So now you have to ask, for you to be here, that's the biggest question that you should ask yourself, especially if you're a part of our paid courses. Let me know if you're a part of our paid courses. Then you have to ask yourself, for you to be here, how did you get here? Ask. And then you realize, analyze how you got here. And then when you analyze how you got here, you put the same thing into your service business. You may have gotten here by TikTok, Facebook, but then there are many people there. So that's Shingai, got here by TikTok or Facebook. But on that TikTok and Facebook, what is it that then brought you to Beyond Motivation? Because there's so many things that you're seeing on TikTok and Facebook. Analyze it, really drill into it. So Loz is actually a part of our courses that are paid for. So now I want you to think, before, I could just give answers, but then I want you to think, how is it that you're here? Because the thing about a service business is that service businesses, we sell air. right? What that means is that we don't actually have inventory except for time, right?